want to focus on. And so, you heard, so yesterday was kind of disaster day, ending with Donovan's, asteroid threat assessment. And today could be a disaster as well, because this is quantum mechanics and quantum physics, and so we don't know exactly, what the future is. But let me, just to start this off, let me give you a little perspective, personal perspective. When I was growing up in India, and I did my undergraduate in India, I was doing it in physics. And quantum mechanics was one of my favorite areas. And then, of course, because of various reasons, I switched to computer science. I came to the US. I did my master's and PhD in computer science. But physics is still one of my favorite areas. And I'm glad that at NASA, at least, we're doing a lot of quantum computing. One of the pictures, and maybe you can bring this up, one of the pictures that is considered perhaps, and many of you have probably seen this. So this is one of the most famous pictures in all of quantum mechanics. So many of you know that there is this conference called the Solvay Conference, and I think it was started in 1912 or something like that, and it usually happens every 3 or 4 years. So this was the conference of 1927. So this was the 5th Solvay Conference. And this conference was basically dedicated to quantum mechanics. The interesting thing is there are 29 people on this picture. 17 of them won the Nobel Prize. So that's a huge concentration of people. Some of them had already won the Nobel Prize. Some of them were going to win the Nobel Prize. And all the names are there. Schrödinger is there, and Niels Bohr is there, and Heisenberg is there, and of course Einstein is there. The other interesting thing is there's only one woman on the picture. So this was clearly dominated by men. And of course, Marie Curie was there. She's the first woman who won ever a Nobel Prize. She also won, as many of you know, she won Nobel Prizes in 2 disciplines. And if you go into the web, you can see a lot of stuff about this event. And this was one of the pictures that I personally treasured. In fact, I have it on my phone. And you can go to the web and you can also see some grainy images of these people walking in and out. And there are a lot of rumors about this conference, and there are lots of things people made up. For example, this is where apparently Einstein said that God does not play dice. And this is also a rumor that Niels Bohr then turned to Einstein and said, Einstein, don't tell God what to do. So there are all kinds of rumors about this, but this is considered one of the most famous pictures and gathering in quantum mechanics. So having said that, as part of the HPC User Forum, I've given a lot of talks in quantum, but today what we have is perhaps, I think at least in the history of the HPC User Forum, we have 10 of the biggest experts in quantum mechanics, okay? And so you will hear talks from, I think, so there is a slight switch in the ordering, so we'll have TR Govindan start first, and then we have John Martinez from Google, we have Jim Held from Intel, and then later we have Jay Gambetta from IBM, Steve Reinhardt from D-Wave, and then we're going to take a little break, and then in the afternoon we have Matthias Streuer from ETH Zurich, now Microsoft, Blake Johnson from Rigetti, Carl Williams from NIST, we have Xiaobao Zhu from China, and then we have Chris Monroe from IonQ. So I think, again, I don't know how many of these people are going to win Nobel Prizes, but maybe we should take a picture of all these people at some point. But again, I'm really pleased that all of these people who are extremely busy have taken time out of their busy schedules to come to an event which is not really a physics event. It's, after all, at the end of the day, this is high-performance computing. But I really appreciate their time. So with that, one of the other things we are going to have at the end of the day, and hopefully all of you will stick it out, is we are going to have a panel at the end of the day. And so I'm going to turn it over to Bob briefly so that there's some questions that he's going to pose. And it's good to have those questions out early in the morning so the panelists will know how to think about them, and again, the audience can kind of build on it. So with that, I'll turn it over to Bob, and then I'll come back and